The FIA to decide whether the Bahrain Grand Prix will go ahead, Ferrari still struggling, and the Chinese Grand Prix preview. This is the Lewis Round F1 update. So let's get on with the first story of the update. FOTA have insisted that the FIA will decide whether this season's Bahrain Grand Prix will go ahead. It has been suggested that teams may opt out of this year's event, talk that prompted Bernie Ecclestone to say that it would be a breach of contract should a team pull out. FOTA, who are the Formula One Teams Association group, who are very much united front of all the Formula One teams, FOTA have now switched the focus from the teams to the FIA, stating that the teams will be looking for guidance from the sport's governing body and what action to take, if any. A statement read out on the behalf of FOTA said there's been some media speculation recently to the effect the teams may seek to cancel the Bahrain Grand Prix. That wouldn't be possible. Teams are unable to cancel Grand Prix. They then finished off by saying, "We race an international series called the FIA Formula One World Championship, and it is therefore the FIA to decide whether we should race there or not." Now, at the moment, it looks as though, well, there's no indications that we're not going there, so far it looks as though it's still green light for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We should be getting the news through about the Bahrain Grand Prix in the coming days. Ferrari Technical Director Pat Fry, he's admitted that the team are still struggling with their F2012 despite Fernando Alonso taking that fantastic race victory last time out in Malaysia. Despite the Spaniard making a shock victory in Malaysia, Pat Fry is refusing to be lulled into thinking that the team's problems are a thing of the past and believes Ferrari are almost a second off the pace in normal conditions. It seems as though Ferrari have a very good car. In low grip conditions, as it has been well documented that in normal conditions the Ferrari does wear its tyres out a lot faster than other teams. But this gave them an advantage in the changeable conditions in Malaysia, with the fact that in the wet you don't have as much grip, and when the track went to dry it was very green. All the rubber that was laid down all weekend would have been washed aside, so it would have given Ferrari an advantage in the race, which is why they were, along with Sergio Perez, the quickest car out in the field. But if it's dry in China, you'd expect Ferrari to be fighting for points rather than race victories. And finally, the Chinese Grand Prix preview. Yes, it's the 9th time we're visiting the Chinese track. It's given us great memories. The track is very fast with a mixture of all kinds of corners, really. It was a very, at the time, labelled as probably one of the best circuits in the world. Some people would agree, some people not. The first turn is unique in Formula One, as it's a very long, ever-tightening right-hand turn that almost turns in itself. It's almost 360 degrees. That really challenges the left-hand tyres, left-hand side of the tyre, especially in a race where you've got a full tank of fuel. There's also fast sweeping turns that require strong downforce, high amount of downforce from the car, and slow sharp corners that require heavy braking. The circuit has a 1 kilometre back straight that comes off a long banked left hand turn and exposes any weakness in the lack of engine power before entering the slowest corner of the track, giving drivers the perfect opportunity to make that overtake. The Chinese Grand Prix is always an exciting race to watch and is filled in with many big moments in past championship years. In 2007, Lewis Hamilton went off the track when coming into the pit lane when his intermediate tyres completely ran out of tread, which contributed him to losing the championship a week later in Brazil. And Sebastian Vettel, he won Red Bull's first ever race in the wet in 2009. And speaking of rain, this Grand Prix is the wettest race on the Grand Prix calendar. Since the Chinese Grand Prix began back in 2004, the race has been affected by rain in 4 of the 8 races, back in 2006, 2007, 2009 and 2010. And once again, there is rain forecasted for this weekend. I expect once again to see McLaren on top in qualifying, but Mercedes should be strong as well with their help of the Super DRS system in qualifying. Red Bull as well, I think they have a good car in race, but will they be able to turn things around in qualifying? That's the part of the race weekend that they've been struggling in. Also Lotus, they have a good car, and also let's not forget Kimi Raikkonen set the fastest lap at the Malaysian Grand Prix. So with a bit of luck, I think they'll be able to get the podium as well. They definitely look as though they have got a quick car underneath them. How will Sergio Perez react after his incredible drive? Was it pure driver skill or just a one-off fluke? Time will tell. And expect another fierce battle in the midfield. Williams and Toro Rosso look promising. Force India have a little catching up though to do. It's sure to be another fascinating Grand Prix weekend. Well, that's it for today's F1 update. I'll be back next week. Please comment, rate and subscribe. And all the latest news, gossip and rumours, check www.lewisroundf1.co.uk and Lewis Round F1 on Facebook and Twitter.